Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another Keelgottime video, and today, because Keel's got some time, we're going to be reacting to 5 animals that broke the rules of death. There are some broken animals on this planet. When I say OP, I mean OP. First of all, any type of shark. Bro, any type of shark, any type of whale, whale. Bro, why are you that big? Why on earth are you that big swimming up in the ocean, fam? Why? Polar bears, giants, bro. Like, why are you that big, fam? And why are you so freaking aggressive? What? I said freaking. Jeez. I don't know what's going on with these animals, but these are 5 animals who broke the rules of death.
Since the dawn of time, humans have chased one impossible dream. Immortality. From alchemists and emperors to billionaires and biotech.
Don't lie. Sorry, I know I'm posting already. I know. Forgive me. Just let me get this off my chest. Immortality. I remember saying that I wanted to be immortal. Like, I know bare people would say, Nah, I don't want to be immortal because you're just gonna be by yourself. You don't have to watch everyone die over and over. You're gonna be lonely and blah, 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 blah. And I always used to say, yeah, fuck that. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I want to be immortal, bro. I want to be here forever to see everything. But then, part of me as I grew older, I was like, yeah, that's actually quite sad. Seeing everyone you love die over and over and over again. It was sort of like a... what's that? 7 Deadly Sins. Which one's the... Yeah, Meliodas the immortal one. And Elizabeth was always getting reincarnated. But... yeah, man. Immortality. I did want it, but now I'm saying... just give me 400 or 500 years. 400 or 500 years and I'm good. After that, I'll go. Yeah, it's what it is. I feel like life is just a bit too short. A bit too short. I want to see some shit, you know. I want to see a lot, bro. But immortality, I'm good after that. 400 years, 500 years, I can do that. I can happily do that.
Collapse. Our obsession with living forever certainly isn't dying. But what if I told you that nature has already figured out the secret? What if true immortality isn't locked away in the future, but swimming silently in the ocean? There are animals on this planet that simply do not die, at least not like we do. Not from old age, not from disease. They are eternal. In the wildest corners of our planet, there are creatures that outlive empires, ancient sharks older than Shakespeare, and jellyfish that can literally reset their life cycles. They're living time machines, rewriting the rules of one of the most poorly understood biological phenomena in science. I'm James Stewart and you're watching Astro Earth.
It's a shame, bro.
Join me and...
It's a shame us and animals don't like speak the same language. If we spoke the same language, bro. First of all, cheating wouldn't be a thing. Bro, better people getting exposed, fam. And secondly, like, I wonder what they'd actually say about us and about the earth and like how it was and how it's going. I wonder their take on it. That would be interesting conversations, bro.
We explore the animals around the world living not just for centuries, but forever. What secrets do they hold? How have they tricked death itself? And could their strange, powerful biology hold the key to extending our own lives?
Galapagos taught us 150
We're going to
years.
start small here and build up to immortality in this video. And our journey begins on a tiny island directly to the west of Ecuador in South America. The world first heard about Galapagos more than 470 years ago, after the Dominican friar Fray Tomás de Balanga, Bishop of Panama's ship, was blown off course while sailing to Peru. He arrived on March 10th, 1535, and his account, the first written record of the Galapagos Islands, describe giant tortoises, the inhospitable terrain, and the difficulty of finding water, characteristic features of the islands. Galapagos giant tortoises often live well over a century, and it's not uncommon for them to live for over 150 years. As we seek to find nature's immortal beings, the comparable youthful exuberance of these wonderful creatures that seem to age as slowly as they move is truly remarkable. Ironically, it's actually humans that have been moving at a leisurely pace to try and find out the secrets to these long lifespans. It's only been in the last decade that we've found some answers, and it's fair to say it's something the science community...
Imagine you and this guy right here, this tortoise, bro. Imagine you two just chilling, chopping it up. Would that not be hard? Bro, that would be tough, fam. Bruh.
wasn't expecting. An extensive international study led by Penn State and Northeastern Illinois University, the most comprehensive study of aging and longevity to date, examined aging and longevity in reptiles and amphibians with data from 107 populations across 77 species worldwide in 2022.
Ugh.
The research revealed that certain species, particularly tortoises, turtles, crocodilians and salamanders, exhibit notably low aging rates and extended lifespans. Beyond just simply analysing how old something was physically, the research also focused on age from a biological perspective, senescence, a fascinating insight into how much cells and other bodily functions have deteriorated over time. The study found that physical protective traits, such as the hard shells of many turtle species, contribute to slower or even negligible biological aging. It's not that these species don't experience the passage of time, but rather they aren't as affected by it as others. These findings reaffirm the notion that ectotherms, cold-blooded animals, universally age more slowly due to lower metabolic rates, suggesting instead that protective phenotypes play a significant role in influencing aging processes. To expand on the metabolism side of things a little further, humans have higher rates of metabolism because they can create heat inside their own bodies through the reactions happening in their cells. Take respiration, for example. The production of ATP is...
So all we need is some cold blood. That's what I'm hearing right now, bro. All we need is some cold blood in our systems, and we can be chilling. True say, like, you freeze chicken, bro. You want to keep that chicken preserved? You freeze it. You want to keep it unaged? You freeze it, fam. We might need to just freeze our blood. What's the internal body temperature like? 37? 37, yeah, nah, way too hot, bro. Way too hot, fam. Nah, we need to do something about this. We need to do... I might need to go live in Antarctica, bro. Like, damn.
actually quite inefficient and causes energy to be lost in the form of heat. It's this heat which, when retained, helps us and other endotherms maintain a stable body temperature that doesn't vary with the surrounding temperature. However, this process also gives rise to hazardous byproducts which can damage their DNA, particularly for reactive oxygen species, or ROS. These ROS are charged molecules that can cause oxidative damage to cells, which contributes to their deterioration. Our tortoise friends take heat from sunlight to fuel their metabolism, meaning their metabolism is slower. This may result in them producing fewer ROS, meaning less oxidative stress and a longer life for them and other ectotherms. There was a particularly famous giant tortoise named George. No longer life for them and other ectotherms. There was a particularly...
You're sleeping at night. You hear a knock. What are you doing? You open your eyes, you see that sticking its head through your window. Bro, oh my gosh, the way I would freak out. Nah, I'd be tripping, bro. Tripping. Bro, I'd be tripping over a little moth, fam. You know, you know when you're in the dark or something and you hear a little zzz, you're like, I'd be tripping like that. So if I see this looking at me, hell no, boy, nah, that's a whole different type of fear. Nah.
Famous giant tortoise named George, known locally as Lonesome George, who was the last known member of his species, a Galapagos subspecies. Sadly, George passed away in 2012, but his death gave new life to new research. In the years subsequently, researchers at Yale University and the University of Oviedo in Spain have conducted genetic analysis of DNA from Lonesome.
Do people make stuff out of turtle shell? Is that a thing? Or is that like illegal or something? I would imagine people try and make shit out of turtle shell.
George, and samples from other giant tortoises of the Galapagos.
For what? I don't know.
Amazingly, they found their DNA possessed a number of gene variants linked to DNA repair, immune response, and even cancer suppression, not possessed by shorter-lived vertebrates. A study led by the University of Buffalo took this further and found that these tortoises possess extra copies of certain genes, known as duplications, which are believed to enhance their ability to combat aging and disease.
Oh, what?
Laboratory tests demonstrated that the tortoise's cells are exceptionally sensitive to stress-related damaged proteins, leading them to self-destruct through apoptosis more readily than cells from other turtle species. This proactive elimination of potentially problematic cells may help prevent tumour formation, offering insights into the tortoise's extended lifespans and resilience against age-related diseases.
So they're just out here swapping out cells. That is unfair, that is. I'm sorry, that is unfair, mate. That is very fucking unfair, bro. That's cheating, bro. That's cheating, man. Has duplicates. Bro, what? Man has an extra OneDrive file, bro, with extra copies of everything. How is that's not fair, bro? Oh. Bro, it's the cheat code. 200 to 400 years. See, give me that lifespan. Give me that lifespan.
Of the Eastern Pacific Ocean and the irresistibly adorable giant tortoises nestled there, we find ourselves in a very different part of the world. Deep beneath the frozen Arctic, where sunlight never reaches and time itself seems to slow, something ancient stirs. This creature moves like a ghost. It's silent, cold, and ethereal. The Greenland shark is Earth's longest living vertebrate that we know of, drifting through the deep for hundreds of years. More specifically, for...
Bro, turn the light around like, who are these niggas, bro? Who are these niggas just shining light down here, bro?
At least 250 years, and possibly up to even 500.
Wow.
These creatures are tantalizingly mysterious. Despite being one of the world's largest marine species and reaching lengths of up to 7 meters, they have largely eluded scientific study. Until then, most of what we knew about Greenland sharks came from the historical records of commercial landings. They were fished in the North Atlantic for their oily livers until 1960, and a limited harvest still occurs in Greenland. But now, we can finally document them swimming in their natural environment. Scientists have known for some time that Greenland sharks live extremely long lives, but they didn't have a way to determine how long. The age of other shark species can be estimated by counting growth bands on fin spines, or on the shark's vertebrae, much like rings on a tree. Greenland sharks, however, have no fin spines and no hard tissues in their bodies. Their vertebrae are too soft to form the growth bands seen in other sharks. Scientists could only guess that the sharks lived a long time based on what they did know. The sharks grow at a very slow rate, less than 1 centimetre per year, and they tend to reach over 6 metres in size, so the chances were these things were pretty old indeed. But then, in 2016, something rose to the surface that changed the trajectory of biology as we know it. The Greenland shark officially became the world's longest living vertebrate. Having lived to an estimated age of nearly 400 years, a female Greenland shark set the new record for longevity. Was a youngster when René Descartes set out his rules of thought and the Great Fire of London raged. She reached adulthood as George II.
Y'all really believe that Great Fire was stunned? Y'all really believe the Great Fire of London story? That's what I do that. Y'all really believe that? What they told us, that it was from like some bakery, fam. Man was just over baking some bread. To cause a whole fire to London? Hell no, bro. From some bakery, fam. Remember learning that in school? And I really believed it too. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I didn't really care because, you know, it was time ago. But I was like, oh my gosh, like, really? London was on fire, really? From the bakery, oh my god. But now that I'm actually thinking, that is some bullshit, bro. What do you mean a bakery? That's taken down 1, 2... Okay, I'll give it maybe even the row of houses. Maybe. And that's a push, bro. That's a push. But the whole of London, really? Really? Come on now. Come on.
Ascended the throne and was having kids around the time the American Revolution kicked off. Oh, and she also lived through 2 world wars.
Damn.
Julius Nielsen, lead author of the research from the University of Copenhagen that made the discovery, was able to determine...
You know how that shark is deep down underwater? Do you think the Greenland shark, Mrs. Female Greenland shark, who's lived 400 something years, do you think that she felt like the energy and animosity up there? Do you think like she felt it all the way down there in the ocean? Do you think she felt World War I, World War II, the Civil War, all that shit? Do you think like she really felt all that animosity? Especially during World War, bro. Do you think all the creatures, like, they had that, you know, they felt that sense that we humans do? I think so, you know. I think so. Should probably up their word for us. I should probably call them stupid ass niggas, bro. Killing themselves. Oh, bullshit. Probably laughing at us, to be honest.
This shark's age with a methodology nearly as creepy as the animal itself. Inside the shark's eyes, there are proteins that have formed before birth and do not degrade with age, like a fossil preserved in amber. Scientists discovered that they could determine the age of the sharks by carbon dating these proteins. Nielsen and his team looked into the eyes of 28 female Greenland sharks, discovering that the largest shark they found, a 5-metre female, was between 270 and 512 years old, according to their estimates. It is worth noting this is just an estimate because carbon dating can't provide a definitive age. But scientists continue to refine this method and may provide more accurate measurements in the future. But even at the lower end of the estimates, a 272-year lifespan makes the Greenland shark the longest lived vertebrate. Why do they live such long lives? Much like our tortoise friends on the other side of the world, one theory to explain this long lifespan is that the Greenland shark has a very slow metabolism. an adaptation to, or a product of, the deep, cold waters it inhabits.
See, bro, I'm telling you, we need some cold blood. Tortoise has got the cold blood. Sharks got the cold waters. Them motherfuckers be living for time. I want to live like give me that lifespan, 200 to 400 years, bro. I'm gonna have to infuse some cold blood inside myself. Preserve me. I'm gonna be a preserved Negro. Cause what the actual, that is mad. It's bro, temperature, that's what it is. Temperature be aging us. It's not okay, man. Keel, you know what? Keel's gonna become a scientist and I'm gonna fix the issue of human aging. Look, we all finna be turtles as long as you stick with me. We're gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna find a solution, guys. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Scientist Keel. Or nah, they call it like, they don't call it doctor for scientists, innit? Is it doctor? Dr.Keel. I low-key does sound tough. Listen, Dr.Keel, I'll find out for us, don't worry. I got us. I got the human race.
Ultimately, because they're ectotherms, the temperature of the water affects their metabolism.
These scientists take it too long, bro.
A remotely operated vehicle diving off New England in 2013 encountered a Greenland shark at a depth of 783 meters. But these
really
sharks are known to dive as deep as 2,200 meters. They're also the only
okay, if it's attached to their eye before birth, do they grow from the eye? That's wild. If they do that, mad.
Shark that can withstand the cold waters of the Arctic Ocean year-round. As such, their slow metabolism could explain the shark's slow growth, slow aging, and sluggish movement. Its top speed is under 2.9 kilometers per hour. The metabolic theory was backed up by research at the Society of Experimental Biology conference in 2024 by lead author Ewan Campbellson, who suggested the shark's longevity could be related to their metabolic activity, which does not seem to change over time like it does in other animals. To measure the shark's metabolism in the new study, researchers took tissue samples from the muscle of 23 Greenland sharks. The team measured the activity of 5 different enzymes in the samples to work out their metabolic rate and their response to different environmental temperatures. The researchers then calculated the age of each shark by measuring their body length, finding that the sampled sharks ranged from 60 to 200 years old. Surprisingly, when the researchers compared the sharks' enzyme activity, they found that there was no change across the different ages. The stable metabolism across Greenland sharks' ages suggests they don't degenerate like other animals do, which is likely the reason for their long lifespans. Although they've probably never met, both Greenland sharks and giant tortoises have the key to longevity in common, and it comes from their metabolism. So far, we've met a rather wonderful tortoise named George that posthumously provided us with some vital de-aging information, and we've encountered the longest living vertebrate on Earth with the spooky Greenland shark. On that note, you do wonder if these majestic sharks hadn't been hunted as much as they have been. Might we have found even older specimens?
Black coral, 4,200 years. Bro, what? With that being said, man, I think we will do this video in the other half in another video, probably next video, to be honest. But yeah, I've got some shit I've got to go do now anyway. But with that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Videos coming out every single day, 5:15 UK time. As I said, we will do part 2 to this. I got a couple part 2s to do actually. We'll do this one. We got the light skin versus dark skin, and we got black men versus black women. We gotta do part 2s for all of them, so we'll get to that, man. But love y'all, appreciate y'all, thank you for watching so much. Let's rock out. Peace, love, and prosperity. Catch you tomorrow.